Hey YouTube, YugiRex97 coming at you with a top 5. This one is on top 5 best cards of September 2013. So yeah, a little explanation on this. It's like top 5 best cards that are played in this format that aren't really archetype specific. I mean, they can be like really good in a certain archetype, but like not. Tempest isn't going to be a card on this list. World of Prophecy isn't going to be a card on this list. Because those are cards that can literally, well, they're only really good right now in their certain decks. I mean, Tempest is good in Dragoonides, but I don't want to add him because he follows with another archetype. So yeah, I don't really want to add that. So, getting that done and over with. So yeah, after I finish giving my list, if you feel differently or something like that, feel free to leave your opinions in the comments on what you think the best card of this format should have been. So yeah, now that that's all the way, I'll just start the list. At number 5, I have Return from the Different Dimension. This card is definitely the most potent on this list, actually. I just don't say it's the best because it's not as good in so many decks except for Dragons. But in Dragons, this card is literally 95% of the time game. When you play it, you pretty much special all these huge dragons and make big plays, and it's usually just game, and that's why it's number 5 on this list. Is the only reason it's not higher on this list, or lower technically, is because it's really only good in dragons. But it's just another OTK card that needs to get hit really badly. So yeah, number 4 on this list is Effect Veiler. Effect Veiler has been good for a really long time. The longest time, really, and it's just super good because like when you have Veiler, you don't think you're gonna lose. Like, Veiler is such a safe card. Stop your opponent's plays, can literally just win you the game, almost as much as the other card I'm gonna get to. Veiler's just really safe, really good. It's a level 1 tuner, Debris Dragon target, light monster, and it just stops you from losing and can really just be game for your opponent if you clutch them with a Veiler at a key point in time. So yeah, Veiler is just really good, and that's why it's number 4 on this list, because hand traps are just amazing overall. So number 3 on this list is number 11, Big Eye. Everyone knows Big Eye is just super amazing. It's on this list though because there's still a lot of decks that can make it. Technically, Prophecy can make it, however they really don't. So I just want to get them out of the way. Mermails make it. They make it pretty good, or fairly consistently. And Dragon, just one of the most devastating cards in Dragons, because you just make Big Eye steal something. Mecha Phantom Beast can make it. A lot of things can actually make it. Even Frog Monarchs can make it in certain builds. The Illusionary Snatch build can make Big Eye, and some decks will go out of their way to make Big Eye, like Light Ray Swarms will summon 2 Daedalus to just go Big Eye, because stealing something like Goyo is banned. Let's put it in perspective like this. Goyo is banned, and it has to do stuff to take monsters. Granted, it's easier to make. It's a 1 card make sometimes, but Big Eye in some decks is just as easy, if not easier, to make, like in Dragons. And it doesn't have to attack and get past Deprison, Mirror Force, and all those other traps. Big Eye literally just gets summoned and takes your stuff. So Big Eye is obviously going to be on this list because he's been one of the best cards in the game for a while that needs to get killed. Killed, dead, gone. So yeah, that's why Big Eye's number 3 on this list. Number 2 on this list is Crimson Blader. Crimson Blader has, since it's been released, started out kind of good and people played it, and then all of a sudden when E-Dragons came out, became the best level 8 synchro. Yeah, it just passed up, in my opinion at least, it passed up Scrap Dragon, Stardust, and Thought Ruler so easily. Maybe not Scrap Dragon easily, but Stardust is just too small to even really be super effective right now. And something giving it a run for its money in like Dragon mirror matches and stuff, or like Colossal Fighter and stuff. But Crimson Blader is so good because it hurts Fire Kings a lot, because if you attack Garunix, then Garunix isn't being special summoned. Hurts Mermails, kills Dragons, kind of hurts Prophecy a little, maybe, not really. But it just like stopped these decks in like their spot, and it hits a lot of other things like Frog Monarchs. It hurts Frog Monarchs so bad. Let's see, what else can I just think of? Blackwings, not really. No, not really Blackwings. But that's not the point, it's just to name decks it kills. Crimson Blader has single-handedly become like one of the best level 8 synchros, if not the best. And it's being used in so many decks right now. Like, it's practically a staple if you can make synchros. You just want to throw in a Crimson Blader if you can take a tuner with like a Mind Control and make it. Because Crimson Blader is literally just and the only out sometimes to plant dragons, or just dragon rulers, whatever it's called now. So that's why Crimson Blader is number 2 on this list. So yeah. And number 1 on this list, this may be kind of, you may find this strange, but me and T-Maps had like a 2-hour discussion on it last night, or over Skype, and we just talk about this card a lot because literally it can just mean game, and it's so just advantageous. Maxi. I think, okay, so this might sound really strange at first, but the reasoning is Maxi literally can just be game. Let's take Dragon Plant Mirror for example. So it's my turn, and I go Debris Dragon, summon like a level 1 tuner, and do the whole Star Eater Stardust play, putting like my field advantage 10 times over theirs. Let's say they have like almost nothing, and I just ram and hit for damage. The only way to get around that is for him to go off, the other player to go off, and get something like a Crimson Blade to run over Stardust, and a Scrap Dragon or something else pop Star Eater or Big Eye Star Eater. And that's the only way he can do it. If he summons a Debris Dragon or activates a Dragon effect and I chain Maxi, I've hit him for enough damage that it's probably going to be game. He has almost no outs to that, and he has to keep going off or he loses, and when he goes off he loses because I'm going to be drawing into Swift Scarecrows, Veilers, my hand's going to be 10 times his size, and then even if he did get past that field and get past the Maxi, then I win next turn, because Maxi is so good because it draws other hand traps. It's an earth, and like for the Dragon Plant deck, it's an earth for like Redox. But it's also good against other things like agents. If you Maxi's never a neg. Like if you Maxi a Venus, then you're plussing, and if you Maxi like a Blizzard, you're plussing. If you Maxi a Tour Guide, you're plussing. Maxi Summoner Monk, you're plussing. The card's never a neg, and when you make it a neg, it's usually game. Like say your opponent's playing Lightsworns, and you probably have advantage because Lightsworns lose advantage fast, but just drop JD and then they gain it all back. But you can just like play Maxi, and then they can't drop all their boss monsters. I mean they can, but it's like a last minute resort to like Veiler outs too. Like Veiler and Maxi create like this dynamic duo of you can't get past this, I'm not gonna die. And yeah, Maxi's just really good in that aspect, and it's a debris target, so it's really good. You play that against your Gunities, you like win. Like the card can literally just mean game, and there are very few outs to it, like Mind Drain maybe. I mean this is the same thing with Veiler. Veiler I didn't want to put up there because Veiler, your opponent can work around a Veiler. Like if you Veiler a Debris Dragon, then they can special Dragon and make Star Eater instead of going Stardust Star Eater or Crimson Blader Star Eater. But Maxi is impossible to play around. Either you stop, or you keep going and you're probably going to lose. Granted, you can play through Maxis. It's very, very, very rare to be able to play through a Maxi and win, but it's happened. So Maxi sometimes isn't as safe as Veiler, but I just think Maxi is so busted. I know this reasoning was way too long, but it's just, it's hard to explain to people why I think Maxi is the best card sometimes. I can't single-handedly name a card that's better than it overall. I can name more potent things like Return from the Different Dimension. But Maxi is just really cheating. It's just a little too good. I mean, granted it's not even that good in some matchups, but it's never really bad in a matchup. There's always at least something that special summons. So yeah, that was my big, long explanation on Maxi alone. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave your opinions down in the comments. Of course, opinions are going to differ. Tell me what you think the best card is, and yeah. This was Yu-Gi-Oh! Rex 97 by YouTube.